What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Ready to See podcast. This is your host, Cristopher Zamora. Welcome to another episode. So today I want to speak to you about the fight that just happened last week. It was between Romero versus Ismael Barroso. I really thought that Romero was actually going to go through this guy, but he didn't. He really did struggle with him. Like, probably he was going to get a knockout at least. But no, it was actually the other way around. Rolly got knocked down around round 2 or 3. And he was having trouble with Barroso. I say that because maybe I'm just being a little bit biased, but Barroso was just a little bit older than Rolly Romero. And probably like his speed just wasn't there anymore. His speed is not there as much, but his strength and his will to become champion was still there, no matter what. After Rolly Romero lost to Gervonta Davis, I have to say, man, he's been a different person. He hasn't really been the same since he got knocked down by Gervonta, which is crazy, man, because I feel like Rolly can become one of the best ones for this generation, but like his fighting style changed dramatically on this fight. He said that Barroso was a very vicious fighter and that he knew that he was going to go for a knockout. While that is true, I feel like his fighting style actually did change. Because in this fight, he was really just defending the whole time. He really wasn't doing as much. Like, he was getting a few hits here and there, but nothing major that made him look like he was winning the rounds. Barroso was actually ahead of the scorecards, to be honest. There's just no way that Rolly Romero was going to win this fight until he actually did. Because of the ref, he stopped the fight when Romero and Barroso were going at it. He just immediately stopped the fight and he gave it to Rolly Romero. What in the world was that? Like, really? He didn't deserve that win at all. That was a huge robbery, man. Like, what in the world? I've seen stuff happen. Like, there's this fighter that was on the undercard for David Benavidez' fight with Caleb Plant. He was winning the whole fight through and through, but instead the other guy won. But for this one, when they were exchanging, there was just only one punch that connected with Barroso. And the rest did not connect at all. And they gave the fight to Rolly Romero. Supposedly he won by stoppage on round 9, I believe. But no, he doesn't deserve that win, man. He really doesn't. That's good that he did mention during the interviews that he wanted Barroso to keep on going. But since the ref stopped the fight, what was that, man? That was a huge, complete robbery. That should never happen ever again, man. Like, they should get new refs. That should never happen, to be honest, man. That was some BS. And now that Rolly Romero is the champion, he is now calling for Ryan Garcia. He wants to fight him next. He said in his interview that instead of just only fighting Gervonta Davis, like, he wants a rematch, he's looking for someone else to fight, and which is Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, man, I believe he's going to destroy him. He's going to get that champion. I feel like Rolly has lost his touch ever since that Gervonta Davis fight. He has not been the same, man. Like, he looked bad on this fight. He was playing defense most of the whole time. And like I said, he was just running away and like trying to get hits, like a few hits, but not much. Barroso, he was the one who was doing all the work, man. And it's just not fair for the guy as well, because this is his second bout. This was his second bout going for the champion, and he couldn't get it because of a lame stoppage that happened, man. Yeah, it was really sad for the guy, man. He worked his ass off to try to get a victory at least, but they didn't give it to him, man. Instead, they gave it to Romero. But yeah, Ryan Garcia, man, I believe he can actually knock him out. He can KO him, to be honest. Maybe he'll KO him in the early rounds, around round 5 or 6. I never underestimated Barroso, man. I did mention on the last podcast that Barroso, he's an older gentleman, right? But you can never underestimate these guys. You can never underestimate these fighters because their experience. Yes, they may be older, but they still have the experience to fight. Look at what happened with Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman. That's like another fight I can actually mention to you. They won all 12 rounds, and Manny Pacquiao won. He was an older fella. He was probably like 40 years old, and Keith Thurman was in his early 30s. That's what should have happened with this one. But with that stoppage, it ruined Ismael Barroso's dream of becoming a champion. Yeah, that really does sucks for him, and hopefully he gets a rematch or something else that he can actually go for to become a champion again. Like, get him another opponent that has a title. I don't know, maybe that's the only title on that division. I'm not really sure, but he should get another title match, man. That should be next for Barroso. I do agree. Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia. I like it. That is going to be a great fight if it ever happens. But as of right now, Ryan Garcia needs to work on his defense because his defense is really lacking, man. His offense is off the charts, but he had to defend as well. I heard a couple of days ago that he is now actually training with Earl Spence and Anthony Joshua with the coach that trains them. So that's cool for him, man. Maybe he can work better on his defense, hopefully, so he can get another victory. And maybe down the line, maybe we'll get a rematch against Tank Davis if he actually wants it, man. Because I was going for Ryan to win that fight against Tank, but it sucks, man, that he lost. Yeah, it was so disappointing. But well, it is boxing, man. You never know what happens. He got KO'd by a vicious left hook shot on his liver. Yeah, it was very vicious, and he couldn't get it back up. He couldn't beat the count. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And now we're going to have another fight that is starting in a few hours. Well, for me, it's going to start in a few hours. For you, while you're listening to it on a Tuesday, it has actually happened, and you probably already know the winner by now. I'm talking about Devin Haney versus Vasiliy Lomachenko. Now this fight, man, I'm hoping that Lomachenko gets the win, man, because I really kind of do not like Devin Haney's style. Like, it kind of is the same way as Mayweather. But Mayweather, like in the beginning of his career, like in the early stages, before he was Money Mayweather, he was Pretty Boy Mayweather. He always like KO with his opponents, and he always really went for the offense. He wasn't playing defense as much before he became Money Mayweather. So yeah, but for Devin Haney, his style of fighting is mostly defense and jabbing. That's what works for him. I had to say, like, probably it's a boring style for people to see. It's a smart style to win a fight, but just not exciting as people would like to see Devin Haney go against Lomachenko. But it's just not exciting for this fight. Lomachenko, on the other hand, he has great footwork, and I'm hoping that that's going to give Devin Haney some trouble because he's very quick with his feet, and he's just going to get good angles on him, hopefully. I'm going for Loma to win, but I still had the feeling that maybe Devin Haney might win this. Yeah, hopefully, man. Hopefully, Loma gets the win on this one. And the crazy part is, during the weigh-in face-off, Devin Haney just pushed Lomachenko out of nowhere. Like, really? Why you did that, man? Respect the guy. I think probably he was just trying to sell the fight, but still, man, you gotta respect the guy. Respect your opponent. Don't be a douche and just push them around. Talk your shit, but don't push them, man. Come on. Hopefully, Lomachenko got the win. If I'm wrong, subscribe. Subscribe to the podcast. Now, switching gears, guys, I want to speak to you about the Netflix TV show called Squid Game. This is a Korean TV show. And I have to say, when that show came out in 2021, it surprised the whole world. And even surprised me how good it was. It kind of did remind me of the Hunger Games in a way. But like, the only difference is that people actually chose to be part of this game. This game is very dangerous because you die if you lose. Yeah, it's crazy. But you get a lot of money. Don't quote me on this, but I'm guessing, I didn't remember how much it was. But I think it was over $1 billion. $40.7 billion in a way. Or I don't know. It was a different currency that it was in the US. But still, man, this show was very entertaining, and I saw it twice. I saw it once by myself, and the second time I saw it with my mom because she was just bored and she didn't know what to watch, so I watched that with her. It was a very exciting show, and like during that time when it was October, a lot of people were going crazy with the memes, the IG reels, and also the posts on TikTok. People were just talking about this show nonstop. And it was an awesome show, and hopefully maybe next year we're going to get season 2 of Squid Game. They just actually finished the reality TV show that they were planning to do this year. I saw maybe last year around November time or October, they did mention that they were going to make a reality TV show for Squid Game. Obviously, they're not going to kill anybody because that's fucked up, you know? But this show has been one of the best ones I've seen. Probably in the top 10, I believe, for Netflix so far. It was very entertaining. And like the main character himself, I think he's an okay character. And he wasn't that bad. The purpose for this game is to win and to not get killed. And it just shows that people really do care about the money, but not just only about the money. They care of what comes with it. They care about the people that they need to save, and also the people that they care about. That's why they go and do this. They're not just doing it just for excitement or anything like that. They really do want to help their families, and that was the only opportunity that was in front of them. So yeah, that's why they chose to be part of the Squid Game. It's an interesting TV show. I'm not really gonna spoil anything for it. If you haven't seen it yet, I do recommend it. It's on Netflix. It's a good show. We should watch it with someone. Well, speaking of games, there's been a new video game that is coming out very soon. And it's coming out September 19th. If you're a fan of video games, you might know the game I'm talking about. Mortal Kombat is coming back. And this one is going to be a reboot. Sort of. Because Liu Kang on this universe, he still has the powers that I think that Raiden had. And now he's the one in control. He's going to build his own universe, I believe. And the game is called Mortal Kombat 1. Dude, the trailer looks so gruesome. It looks so insane, dude. It's so crazy. Hopefully the graphics and also the gameplay is badass, just as what that trailer showed. I'm so bummed out that they did not showed Johnny Cage. Because Johnny Cage, man, that's my favorite character of the Mortal Kombat franchise. And I usually play with that character. Can't wait for September 19th to get that game. Mortal Kombat 1, that's what it's called. The teaser trailer they showed before, they had like a little clock. Like it was hitting 10, 11, but it actually did skip 12. It went straight to 1. People were actually theorizing that they were making Mortal Kombat 1. And it turns out they were right. They were actually going to make Mortal Kombat 1. And they did, man. September 19, it's going to be a one hell of a day to get that game. And there has been actual leaks of the characters that are going to come out for the game. They have mentioned a few like Peacemaker, Omni-Man, Homelander. They're going to be a part of this new roster. Like probably they're going to be in the DLC pack. And that's cool, man. I actually did enjoy the Peacemaker. But I feel like Homelander and Omni-Man, don't they have the same powers though? Like, I think both of them kind of had the same superpowers as Superman, right? I just know that Omni-Man doesn't have heat vision, but Homelander actually does. So it'll be interesting to see those characters, man, on Mortal Kombat. I cannot wait to actually play that. Yeah, man. Mortal Kombat is the shit, man. That's my favorite fighting game of all time. Mortal Kombat. My second favorite has got to be probably Street Fighter. And that game, the Street Fighter 6, is coming out very soon. It's actually coming out in the beginning of June. That's going to be an interesting game, man. I'm still debating, man. I'm still debating if should I actually get it or not. Because before they actually announced that they were going to show Mortal Kombat, I was thinking of actually getting this video game. But now that Mortal Kombat is coming very soon, I don't know, man. I think I changed my mind. And probably just going to wait for Mortal Kombat 1 to come out. But I don't know. What do you think? Should I actually go for it and buy Street Fighter 6? Or should I just wait for Mortal Kombat 1? I do want to play it too. But since I'm trying to do the tournaments, I don't know if I should focus on Street Fighter first and then Mortal Kombat. I don't know, man. After the teaser trailer came out for Mortal Kombat, like my cousin, he sent me the link to the teaser. I was in shock. I wasn't even expecting Mortal Kombat to come out this year. Maybe next year, but it is coming out this year, man. I'm excited. I'm actually more excited about Mortal Kombat to come out than Street Fighter. But probably I will get it. Let's see. Let's see how good the game is. Well, guys, I think that is it for this podcast. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys did enjoy the podcast, make sure to actually subscribe to it on wherever it is you're listening. If you're listening to it on YouTube or Spotify or iTunes, make sure to follow it and subscribe to it. And also make sure to also recommend it to a friend or neighbor or family member that actually enjoys talking about combat sports, horror stuff, or video games. Maybe they will like this podcast as much as you do listening to it. Anyways, guys, that is it for this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. As always, guys, take care and live to the fullest. Bye.